bad. But I finally
Old
caught up on the
man.
Tulsa King. It's not done yet. It's on Paramount Plus. It's not done yet. I
Yep.
think it has one or two more episodes left. Asif might come in here at this point, but it's a great
He
show.
would if he wasn't recording a podcast, but
Oh,
his
there we
ears
go.
right now are getting warm or ringing. What's the saying? I don't know. But he knows that you're talking about Tulsa King.
Uh, Great show. It feels very Sopranos-y, like a more modern Sopranos. Done. The first season's done on like a shoestring budget. Like there's very, you can tell it's a lot of on-camera drama television, but it's the characters and what they do. It's a good, really good writing about the criminal underworld. The underworld. The thing that they do great in the second one is that like I think that movies always do bad is like there's always so much death in all movies, right? They just if someone's a problem, they eliminate them, and then like they get killed, and then they never talk about them again or whatever. Like they're murdering a million henchmen, and there's no repercussions, right? They just murdered like 25 people in a movie, or you do a kill count, like and in this movie, there's a lot of death, but each death has like tremendous consequences, and you kind of see the domino effect of like why in like real life or as mimicking real life as you can, you can't just go around killing all these people that are problems because the domino hits, you leave a trail of bodies, FBI gets involved, those people have families, those people have friends, they just disappear and they start asking questions, and then things get really that's the coolest thing about this season is like whenever somebody dies, there's like this huge catastrophic consequence, just like in real life if somebody disappeared. It wouldn't just be, oh yeah, whatever, they're gone, right? They like one of the mob bosses is like, he has a wife, he has two kids. What am I supposed to tell them? And then the kids come and start asking questions, and the wife comes and start asking questions. Like, and it's, I love how just messy it gets, and just to show you, you don't really see that side of film or television very often. If someone's a problem, they eliminate him, and then like, you never really hear from him again, right? Like, why don't they just kill him, and then the problem's solved, right? So
Mhm.
they do kill people, and the cool thing about the show is, especially for Sylvester Stallone's character, is like it's always self-defense. It's never like they just go behind someone and kill them. Like it's always like he was going to kill me, so I have to kill him, which is interesting. He never kills out of cold blood, which makes the character a little bit more, for a criminal, like a nice criminal, right? Like he doesn't kill you unless you're out to kill him, and it's basically self-defense. So that's like the
Mhm.
big thing of the show, I think, right now. Is like, oh, obviously, like there's it's got the good mafia tones. It's got like the struggle for power, the racketeering that's going on. It's got all the right hits, but it really focuses on when you go to kill somebody, nobody wants war, and then they end up being war. And right now they're in a war, and nobody wants it. That's the best part of it. Like there's like three families, they're all going to war, and nobody wants to go to war. So it's wild, absolutely wild. It's just well written. It's interesting. If you like crime dramas, fantastic too. It doesn't have a huge diverse cast. It has a little bit of diversity in the cast. I'd like to see a little bit more. It has a Native American cast member, Jimmy, who's in the show. Is kind of like their contact between the tribes, and then they have his
Mhm.
driver, who's POC, which is cool. There's a I'd like to see a little bit more, but other than that, like I think it's fantastic. Like I think it's a really good show. And if you like crime dramas like The Sopranos, watch it. And it is on
Yeah.
Paramount Plus, which is a pain in the
It's,
ass.
hey,
It's
I
like
have
the one
Paramount Plus.
you do.
I do. Yeah,
So you don't have.
I
So
do.
what I just heard is I don't have an excuse. I have to watch this tonight and over the weekend. That's what I got from that. Is like there is no excuse.
You know, I do want to give this show a chance because, admittedly, I never had any interest in it. But then Asif just gushed about it, and then you saw it and you gushed about it. So now I'm like, all right, well, look, there must be something here. It's got to be at least a little decent. All this love and hype it's getting. So you know what? I might give it an episode try. Not tonight because there's Ravens football on tonight, but maybe another evening. Over the
It's
next week, I'll give it a shot.
I love a good team movie. You know what I mean? Like so, like it's kind of like what's the movie that Ocean's 11, right? When people
Ooh,
bring stuff to the table in a team movie, because like I'm so tired of the whole like what do they call them, like the Master Chief, the
Lone Wolf.
yeah, the lone wolf where he like does everything. Like the Rock does everything. He's perfect. He can get himself in all of the situations. Doesn't need a team. He does everything. Like that's boring to me. I like it when you may not be able to handle the situation, need somebody else, or this is his area of expertise, and they do that dynamic very well in the show with his group. Everyone brings something slightly different to the table, whether it's charisma, whether it's security, whether it's working the internet and like setting up businesses. Like they all have like their role. And I've always liked that. It's very X-Men-y, right? Like everyone has their thing on the team, right? It's not
Mhm.
like Master Chief who doesn't really have a team. He just kills everything. Like he is the person who just murders everybody. So like you don't need anyone else. You don't need a team. He is the team. I really like that. And
Yeah.
there's always a certain character you'll relate to or like. What's wild is that they've been setting up these conflicts within the show, and the one of the Kansas City mafia boys are like, we don't fuck with the tribes, the Native American tribes that have land in the area, and something
Mhm.
happens, and I'm immediately like, oh shit, the tribes are now going to get involved, and now you have this like these four families just about ready to go to war, and that's where we left off in the last episode. Like, so I'm not going to spoil what happens for you because you haven't seen it, but like it just builds those shows that build and build and build and build, and you're waiting for everything to culminate together is so good. It's just so
Yeah.
fantastic, and it's doing that right
Mhm.
now because things are getting worse and worse and worse, and all the blinds point to this middle conflict, and you're like, oh, this is going to be amazing. Like that payoff is
Yeah.
going to be incredible. And it's that buildup,
Mhm.
that buildup of drama, that buildup of tension that a lot of films and television don't know how to do anymore. It's great. Highly
Yeah.
recommend it. You should watch it. It's on Paramount Plus. There's 2 seasons of it. I don't know if there'll be a third, but I've been enjoying what I've been seeing so far. Highly recommend
Awesome.
it.
Well, yeah, I would definitely give this a chance. I'm glad that everyone in Shacknews who's watching it is liking it. RM Squires in the chat, what's up? Says I watched some 40s noir. The Blue Dahlia is great. Okay, I'm adding this to my watch list. That's what I'm talking about. I love like some 40s, 50s old cinema, man. Give me some Killer's Kiss, some Rear Window. That's my era right there. I love like 50s. I think 40s to like 50s and maybe a little 60s. I just love that era so much. Every time I have so many movies on my watch list from back in the day, as they call it, taking film class. I just fell in love with that era of movies. So I'll add this to my watch list. The Blue Dahlia, Squires says, and you know what? I'll watch some Tulsa King. I'll get an episode or two in. I'll see what the vibe is. I'll give it the old college try. Still watching